point, or were they in the Dark Multiverse while he was talking to them? Because I thought all of the Dark Knights were in Earth Prime.
I think it was. It sounds like he was in Earth Prime because didn't they show that the other didn't he show that the other Dark Knights were still fighting against their Justice League counterparts in the
he was saying your world is almost gone. We've almost taken your whole world. Everyone is dead, and everything it's ours. There's nothing you can do.
And Carter Hall is the one that originally went through those multiverses. So to me that makes sense. I'll be if you heard it here. If it turns out to be Carter Hall, you heard it here first that I made that prediction.
I never even thought about that. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
it is.
It just hit me in the head. I mean, it just really hit me in the head. What else did you read this week, Chief? I got so busy. I apologize that I don't read many more, but I get so busy.
I didn't get the opportunity to read Superman, and the only other one I got to was Batman, which was fucking great. What was it, 35 or 36? Yeah. I don't remember. But fucking great. It's the continuation of Bruce taking Catwoman, because Catwoman is being blamed as being framed. Well, not framed, but she's being blamed for multiple murders.
Yeah.
And the woman who actually did it is in the care of Talia al Ghul in a off-limits part of the whatever desert they're in. I want to say Qatar, but I'm not sure what. That's not right. But it's something like that. But they've put a guard on it, and they say absolutely no capes in this part of the world, and you're not allowed to go in there. Well, Batman goes against the Justice League, and goes against the United Nations or whatever, whoever's made this decision. He goes against it, and he takes Catwoman in there to meet Talia al Ghul and to find this woman that can clear Catwoman's name for all these murders. And so they get in there, and Talia al Ghul comes out, and she says, do you have a sword, to Bruce Wayne? And Bruce Wayne's like, no, of course I don't have a sword or whatever. And so she kicks Bruce's ass, basically, and then stabs him like right in the back with the sword and says, hold my sword. And starts talking to Catwoman, and she says, do you have a sword, to Catwoman? And Catwoman says no, and she says, well, get one. That's what she told Bruce, get one. And he didn't get one, so she stabbed him. Oh. And so basically she tells Catwoman the same thing, do you have a sword? And she says no, and she says, well, get one. So Catwoman walks over to Bruce and pulls the sword out of Bruce and goes, I got one. And so they start fighting back and forth, and Talia al Ghul saying, I was raised by the demon, and from the time I could walk, he put a sword in my hand and told me to fight. And when I didn't fight, he punched me to the face, to the ground, and beat the shit out of me, even as a toddler. And she said, and he would break me and beat me and kill me. And whenever I would die, he would just throw me in the Lazarus pit and bring me back. And said that she had done that time and time and time again. She'd been reinvigorated by the Lazarus pit as a child her whole life. And said, I've been trained with a sword all this time. But Catwoman the whole time is holding her own and kicking Talia al Ghul's ass, and says, you know what? I didn't have a father at all, and nobody ever gave me anything. And as a matter of fact, I've probably only held a sword twice in my life. Aren't you impressed? And she just kicks the shit out of Talia al Ghul, flips her onto her front, and says, here, hold my sword, and stabs her right in the same spot that she stabs Bruce, and sticks the sword in her. And then she goes to talk to this girl that she needs to come back to, own up to what she did.
Yeah.
So, but the best part is, you also get some interaction between Damian and Dick, which is pretty cool, because Dick, as you've said before, is more like an older brother to Damian than any of the other Bat kids. He kind of watches Damian because he was the first, and I think he's closer to Bruce than any of them, and he knows Bruce, and he knows what Damian's living like.
Yeah.
So they're really close, and there's a funny thing where he says, well, he puts up with all this shit out of Bruce. He said, because I am Robin and he is Batman. And Dick Grayson's like, hey, did you really just the words "I am Robin" just come out of your mouth? And then Damian says, I hate you, and he says, I know, because I'm Nightwing and you're Robin. It's the funniest, it's the greatest exchange. And then they, while Catwoman is talking to this girl to clear her name, Talia al Ghul like crawls over next to Bruce. Bruce is against the wall.
Just like bleeding out.
He's like bleeding out against the wall, like laying there, and he says, Talia, and she's like, detective, and she like just crawls up next to him and sits on the wall, and she's like, so this is your betrothed then, and Batman kind of grumbles at it, and Talia al Ghul just goes, I like her, and gives Catwoman the approval to marry Bruce, so that's pretty cool, and then they come out and meet Dick and Damian at the end. But that was a really good arc too. I really like that one. I'm really liking the way Tom King's writing Bruce finally finding some happiness. You know?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like we said on this show before, Catwoman is,
and she won't die because she's Catwoman, so they'll be together a while.
Yeah, so fantastic. That is great. And of course, we're going to be bringing you every week, like we always do. We'll bring you more DC Comics, especially Doomsday Clock, because that should be coming here shortly.
Yeah, I'm excited for Doomsday Clock. The big Dr. Manhattan face behind Superman has got me very intrigued.
And the last thing we'll say is that Chief and I, we put in for our press passes for C2E2 2018.
We're going regardless. If we don't get press, we'll still be there, so we'll see y'all if you're going to be around.
Yeah, so if you're in the Chicagoland area next beginning of April, I think it's the 6th through the 8th, I believe.
Yeah, I know it's the 6th. I'm not sure how long it's running.
Yeah, I think it's the 6th or the 8th of April. If you're in the Chicagoland area and you want to come to C2E2, you want to hang out with the Renegades, we will be there in all.
Oh, we'll hang out with you too. You'll be sick of us by the time it's over.
Oh yeah, we hang out. We hang out. We'll take photo opportunities, the whole 9 yards, because we're going to be live on the floor. We're not going to be sitting at a booth, and we're not going to be sitting there, you know.
Oh, no.
No,
we can't afford that shit.
Oh, hell no.
We're guerrilla interviewers.
Oh, yeah. But we will be live doing podcasting on the floor of C2E2. We have our little recorder. We are going to be recording. We're going to be shooting videos. And then also that night, one of those nights, because I'll be with Chief, we're going to be doing commentary right there at Chief's house. We're going to be watching movies.
Probably going to be doing a whole episode of the show from there.
Oh, darn right. We did it last time. We did a whole show right there from your living room. So just making sure that I don't fall asleep on Chief's couch because we're going to be so tired.
Yeah. Spins out, man. You you get out of a convention with him as soon as he hits a chair, boom, he's gone.
I'm done. I am gone. I kept dozing off during Neighbors, and I'm like, oh what? Oh wait, gotta wake up.
Rick.
So, Crystal, she's gonna tell you where you can find us every week.
The Nerd Rage Renegades are on the air every Wednesday on Podbean, Stitcher, Player FM, iTunes, Google Play, and every Thursday on GamingRebellion.com, Filling the Void Podcast Network, and now iHeartRadio.
Chief's at Space Chief 75 on the Twitter. Go check him out with the pictures of all the doggies. Go check me out on the Nerd Rage Renegades. And I think it is hilarious that I saw the Space Wife today do one of those things where you post the first picture and that's the way you die.
Yeah.
And hers was, of course, Stuart is what kills her. But then mine is the Psychotronic Man.
Well, it almost killed us, but we survived it.
So make sure you go check that out. And, of course, we'll be back here next week. And, yes, we will have Thanksgiving episodes for everybody. So we will.
Are there any Thanksgiving-themed entertainment besides that Thanksgiving movie? I can't think of any.
Is there a Garfield Thanksgiving? We'll have to see. Maybe we'll do Garfield Thanksgiving.
I think there is, yeah. We'll have to talk. Well, we're going to have to do some research this week, man.
Oh, yeah. So until next time, Chief. Can't wait for Doomsday Clock.
I can't either. Good night, everybody.
Nerd Rage Renegades.